Oh hi, hey guys, welcome to here. I didn't realize I hit the record button. So this is my first Q&A on Dexterity Bonus. Welcome. The only other Q&As that I've done is I did one that was lots of quick questions and answers on Press Heart really early on the channel, and then I've done some Q&A type of stuff on streams in the past, but I've never done an actual Q&A show that was consistent. So the format for this, to explain, is going to be that I have 3 mugs here. 3 mugs that were designed by you guys, by the way, depicting things that have to do with my shows, and I love these mugs. I love them so much. People have tried to get me to get rid of them because I have too many mugs, and I'm like, are you insane? So we have 1 mug that is work, we have 1 mug that is personal, and 1 mug that is funsies. And so every time I do one of these, I'm going to pick 3 questions from each cup and answer them. Up until now, I've written down all of the questions that you guys have given me. I've paraphrased them because some of the emails were extremely long and there was just no way to put them into a mug. So they've all been kind of paraphrased and boiled down, but there are plenty of questions that were asked to me by a lot of people. So the name that winds up being there is just the first name, first person that I knew asked me the question. So if you ask me one that is similar, I maybe didn't even put it down. Taking a little drink of coffee because it's early in the morning, which I feel like is the best time to answer questions about myself. Okay, first work question is from Chris Dixon. What is your camera and lens and editing program? Fantastic question. I get this question all the time. This is one of the ones that everyone asked in the work one. So the camera that I use is a Canon 60D. The lens that I use is an 18-135mm, and the program that I use to edit used to be Vegas, and I've stopped using it because it just isn't reliable in terms of the rendering process, and it's very limited in what it can do. Maybe that's not the right way to say that. It's not limited in what it can do, but it doesn't make it intuitive how to do it. So I've started using Premiere because it has more of a drag and drop feel to everything, so it makes it really easy to learn how to do different things and to figure out how to do something that might just be in your head that you'd really love to figure out how to do. So I'm using Premiere, 135mm on the lens, and it's great, and then a Canon 60D is my camera. You go, kitty, ready? Yoop! Yes. Oh my gosh, he chased it. Alright, first personal question is from Thomas Peterson. Will we ever see the return of fox hair? I would love to do fox hair again. The reason that I haven't done it, honestly, because I think you guys remember, any of you who were with me when I first got rid of the white on my bangs and in the front, I did it on accident, but I haven't been able to get it back because my hair is damaged to the point that I really shouldn't bleach it anymore. If I were going to do it, I would go to a super pro, like somebody who bleaches crazy people who need their hair to be bright white always. And I'd be like, yo, here's the thing. My hair's been bleached by my hair mom, but also I decided to take it upon myself to bleach it myself at home, and it was fine, but I really shouldn't do it to myself anymore. So yes, I would love to do the fox hair again. It's just, I need to make sure the pro does it. So I'm waiting a little while for, especially the hair that would be involved, to grow out. And honestly, I have a lot of grow out at this point. It's been long enough since I've bleached that there's like a visible chunk. So it might be another 6 months to a year, but I really would love to do that again. Kitty! First silly question is from Teresa Slobuski. I hope I said that right. What is your spirit animal? So, okay, I'm gonna go with actual animals. We're not gonna play this like Tumblr where I can just say like a person, but oh god, Liz Lemon is my spirit animal. So in terms of actual animals, obviously I love foxes, but I don't think that I personally embody a fox. It's more like foxes are my goal. I want to be more like a fox. I want to be cautious, but also just very powerful and interesting. But in terms of what I actually am, I'm probably just some sort of a cat. Sherlock Cat is my spirit animal because Sherlock Cat has spurts of working really hard at his cat job and then spurts of just passing out, which is basically how I live my life. So I'm going to say, Sherlock Cat, do you want to be my spirit animal? No? Would that be awkward? Do you feel like a relationship would change? Okay, I'm just a cat. We'll just call me a cat. I'm the Mrs. Hudson cat to the Sherlock Cat. He always gets so excited. All right, next work question is from Michael. Oh, I'm not sure that I'm going to pronounce this right. Michael Bzovsky. How do you deal with mean comments? Have you ever thought about quitting YouTube because of them? That's a heavy question. There have been times when I have had to pick my battles for sure, and I think everybody has to, but you get to a point where you have to just say, you know what, the good comments outweigh the bad, and I owe more of myself and my respect and my dignity to the people who are sweet to me and the people who really love what I do. I, of course, get upset by comments sometimes. A lot of the times now, it's been long enough that I can just kind of laugh them off. But I think that there's definitely a point where you have to say to yourself, you know, that's a comment that hurt a little bit, but can I take some sort of a good critique from it, or should I just throw it away? Did I ever quit because of mean comments? No, absolutely not. Unless it was the overwhelming majority of the comments that I got, unless I was getting really aggressive, horrible messages. Although, in that case, sometimes it's really powerful to make sure that you are being strong in the face of that. But if it turned out that I didn't have the people supporting me anymore, maybe it would be time for me to find something new to do. Well, hopefully that's never an issue. I think it's definitely one of those things, anybody who wants to do any sort of media on the internet has to deal with the anonymity, because there are always going to be people that can facelessly call you whatever they want to, and that's hard to deal with, but at the same time you have to remember that there's a certain amount of strength in being able to continue doing what you love to do. Next personal question! From Gareth Williams, are there any MMOs you would like to be playing right now? I really want to get back into WoW sometime. Not like full on. I don't want to like get so into it that I have no life, because that's what happened the first time that I played WoW. But everybody's saying that Mists of Pandaria is really fun. So I'd like to play it, especially with my cousin, Tyranny, because she is like a guild leader and is like crazy amazing at WoW. And obviously all of my roommates play WoW, so it would be really fun to get back into WoW, and I think very easy. Other than that, like Guild Wars, I don't know anybody who's playing it anymore. Unfortunately, I'm always the person who refuses to start playing a game the second that it comes out. So it winds up that sometimes when I'm like, alright, let's see how everybody's still feeling about this game, they've kind of given up on it, so I don't. It was full and the camera stopped and I can't remember what I was saying, but yeah, basically just there's typically a friendship aspect that makes MMOs worth it, or at least having somebody to discuss the game with. So obviously WoW would be a very easy one for me to play, because I know so many people who are still involved in the community. And now you're up on my chair, so there's no point in tossing the little paper balls at you, huh? Okay, here's the next funsies question. What is it? It's from John Sylvanus. Is that actually your last name? Because that's pretty dope. Is the glass half empty or half full? It's one of those questions. They used to ask us this in private school. I don't know why they would ask us this question every now and then at the end of an actual test. What were the names of, like, Columbus's ships? I know this one. Is the glass half empty or half full? I think it really depends on when you ask me this question, because sometimes I can be very cynical, but I also am a very happy person. So sometimes when you'd ask me that, I would say, it's definitely half empty, and sometimes I would say, yo, that glass is full. It's just full on full. Okay, last work question is, they're all like attached to each other. Okay. From Jesse King, where does Sneeze Honestly come from? Oh, I wish I was wearing the Sneeze Honestly sweatshirt. Okay, Sneeze Honestly comes from the TGS podcast, because there was a time, there was one podcast where I sneezed, and when I sneeze, it comes out as though a child sneezed loudly. So it's one of those kind of stereotypical like, "Achoo!" And I hate it. I absolutely hate it. And I think I've subconsciously changed it to that because I used to sneeze so loudly. So I love the feeling of sneezing. It's like a little heart massage. But at the same time, I don't want to be that person that does these really loud sneezes anymore because I've been made fun of it so many times. So Sneeze Honestly came from when I was on the TGS podcast and I sneezed, and Jessie went on a rant about how girls can never just sneeze honestly. How girls always feel like they have to make it cute. And I was like, I swear I'm not doing this on purpose. I would much rather that it not sound like this. And he just kept repeating, "Sneeze honestly." I can't remember what number it was. There were like so many podcasts at this point that I couldn't just be like, just go through all of them and you'll eventually find it. Last personal question is happening right now, and it's gonna be an awkward one, I feel it. Blackheart7 asks, do you follow any comics monthly, or are you exclusive to graphic novels? Good question! I used to follow my comics weekly or monthly, however often they came out, when I was younger. I was obsessed. We would go to the grocery store and they had all of the magazines there, and specifically Sonic, but I also read Amazing Spider-Man and Wolverine. Those were the ones that I just loved, and I always had to get them. I always had to read them. But as I've gotten older, I haven't done that as often because the charges add up, unfortunately. I know that it's not much, but I also just don't have space for them, and it hurts me to get rid of them. So instead of getting these comics every week or every month, however often, I've started just waiting until they take a huge chunk of whatever comic I love and turn that into a graphic novel, technically. So that is what I've been doing. So I guess you could say that I am exclusive to graphic novels now. I like the way that they look on the shelf. I like that you can easily pick them out, whereas with actual issues, you have to kind of flick through them, and you always want to protect them. If you're somebody who really loves comics, you always want to keep them protected. Graphic novels are a lot harder to hurt, but issues are so easy to bend and harm, and I've stopped getting issues of things, yeah. And our last super silly funsy question, yeah, is from Jason, J-A-C-E-N. I hope that's how it's pronounced. Jason Crow. If you could live in any fantasy world, what would it be? D&D, Eberron. I absolutely love the Eberron world. I think that the design is beautiful, and it was really the first D&D universe that I fell in love with, that I really just loved playing inside of, because for the most part I always had friends and DMs who wanted to create their own universe. They didn't want to go off of not a script, but off of a already built world. So the first time that I played somebody who was designing directly from Eberron, I really loved everything that came from it. I think Warforged happened in Eberron, I'm trying to remember now, but just a lot of the creatures that I wound up being really attached to came from Eberron, so I would say that's the universe that I would want to live in. And some of you might think that that's a cop-out because D&D houses so many things, but that's why I've focused it on one. Eberron world of D&D would be the one that I would want to live in. So that's it! Kitty, we did it! We did our first Q&A. If you liked this, let me know. I would love to do this weekly. And as you guys send me questions, I can add them to the cups. Eventually, I would love to have cups that like say, look, personal funsies! I would love to do that. It wouldn't be too hard either. I just haven't gone to a store and gotten mugs to do that with. So yeah, let me know. If you have any fun answers to the funsies questions, let me know about that as well. And otherwise, I will see you guys on the next Q&A. Bye-bye! Say bye, Kitty.